Alright, so if you've made it to this video, you've already watched the playlist videos. You understand why ads die after 60 days. You understand why 40% of your leads never book. And you understand why cold traffic is bleeding your margins. And at this point, you probably understand more about how Medspa revenue systems work than probably around 90% of Medspa around the country. But here's the thing. Understanding the problem and actually fixing the leak are two completely different things. And then this is what this video is all about. I'm going to show you and walk you through what it looks like to fix everything properly, what the first 60 days looks like, and what it takes to actually build and add 20K to 40K per month in predictable revenue for your Medspa. There's no crazy pitch, there's no fake urgency or any of that crap. This is just a full, clear breakdown on what we do, how it works, and whether it makes sense for your business. But before we get into that, I need to show you something on the board. Because you might be thinking, oh, I'll just hire another agency to do this, or I'll piece things myself. And I'm going to show you why that doesn't work. Let's get right into it. You've seen the problems, you understand the mechanisms, and now you're probably thinking, okay, I need to fix this. What are my options? Let me show you what most Medspa owners try, and most importantly, let me show you why each path fails. Let's start with number one, buying software and tools. What this looks like is buying Go High Level or ClickFunnels, which is going to cost you around $297 a month, buying a CRM, which is going to cost you $99 a month, and buying automation software and ad tracking software, totaling out to about the $225 a month. 230, excuse me. Why this failed is, number one, software without strategy. Tools do not fix problems. You need to understand this. Having a bunch of tools don't do anything. Strategy fixes problems. You can have the best CRM in the world, but if you don't have a conversion script, your front desk still won't book leads. Fatal flaw number two, implementation paralysis. You buy Go High Level, you log in, and you see 87 different features. Trust me, this is how I felt when I first got it. Where do you even start? So you just watch 40 hours of tutorials, you try setting things up yourself, and you get 30% of the way done and you give up. Fatal flaw number three, no one to ask when you're stuck. Email automation not working, you gotta Google it. Front desk script underperforming, another Google. Retargeting script sequence not converting, maybe another Google. You're troubleshooting alone, and now you're paying for 5 different software tools that you don't know how to use properly. Nothing is actually working, and it costs nearly $600 to $700 a month in softwares you don't use, and as a result, overwhelmed and no closer to a solution. This comes out to an upfront cost of around a medium level. Time to results, 4 to 6 months, adding on to the fact that you need to learn how to use the softwares. Scalability is medium. Owner dependence is extremely high. You're running the show. The success rate of this is less than 10 to 20%, and I give this a final grade of a D+. Now, number two is I'll just hire freelancers to put it together. Now, what this looks like is hiring a Facebook ads guy for like 1.5K a month, hiring a funnel builder $800 a month, hiring a VA for a front desk $600 a month, and managing all of that them yourself. But why did this fail? Number one, there is no integration. The ads person doesn't know the funnel builder, and the VA doesn't know either of them either. They don't talk to each other. They don't coordinate, and you're the integration point. So you have to make sure the funnel matches the ad, make sure the VA knows what to say, and make sure everyone is aligned. And now you're managing 3 people on top of running your Medspa. Number two, skill mismatch. The Facebook ads guy person knows Facebook but doesn't know Medspa funnels, and they don't know the conversion optimization and don't know front desk processes. So they run ads to a broken funnel and wonder why conversion is low. Number three, when something breaks, no one is accountable. The ads get leads. The leads don't book. Whose fault is it at the end of the day? The ads person might say, I delivered my leads. The funnel builder would say, my funnel works fine. And the VA said no one answered the phone. And now you're stuck troubleshooting. And when you're managing 3 disconnected people, the system stays broken. This will cost you around just under $3,000 a month, and you time managing them. And as a result, fragmented mess that never ever scales. Pictured right here. The upfront cost is medium to high, and the time to results is 3 to 5 months. The scalability is low to medium, and the owner dependence once again is extremely high. Success rate is slightly better at 15 to 25%, and the final grade I give this is a D-. Number 3, I'll hire a cheap marketing agency. What this looks like is you're paying $2 to $3 grand a month. They run your Facebook ads and they send monthly reports and they optimize for leads delivered, not sales. But why does it fail? Number 1, they don't build systems. They just run campaigns. They're not building audience expansion infrastructure, front desk conversion training, retargeting sequences, or no-show prevention systems. They're just launching ads and hoping it works. Number 2, they optimize for the wrong metric. They optimize for leads delivered, not revenue generated. So you get 200 leads per month, but 40% of them never book. And 30% no-show. You pay $6 grand over 3 months and you're barely breaking even. Fatal flaw number 3. When it stops working, they start to blame Facebook. By month 3, the ads start to saturate and the Facebook says, Facebook changed their algorithm. Or, let's try a new creative, the agency says. But they don't address the actual problem. And when you're paying 2 to 3K a month for campaigns, you're not getting infrastructure. And it's costing you 12 to 18 grand over 6 months, plus wasted ad spend. And as a result, you're coming right back to where you started. The cost for all of this will be medium to high. The time to results will be 3 to 4 months. The scalability for this is extremely low. And the owner dependence is slightly better, which is medium to high. But the success rate is slightly better at 20 to 30%. But the final grade is only a C-. Now, waiting it out / doing nothing. What this looks like is saying, I'll figure it out later, or let me wait until next quarter, or I need to think about it myself, or I'll do it myself eventually. Why this fails is fatal flaw number 1, the cost compounds. Every month you wait, 15 to 30 grand in lost revenue, your competitors implementing this and the gap widening. By month 1, you lose 20 grand. By month 2, 40, 60, and by month 6, 120 grand. The money doesn't wait for you, it's just gone. Fatal flaw number 2, later never comes. You think, I'll do this next month, but next month, new problems come up, you're still busy with operations, and no time to fix it. So later becomes never. Number 3, decay, not stagnation. While you wait, your ads keep saturating, your front desk keeps leaking leads, and your cold traffic keeps costing you 3 times too much. You're not standing still, you're just actively going backwards. And when you're thinking about it, you're hemorrhaging $500 to $1,000 per day at a cost of 20 to 30 grand per month in lost revenue, and being stuck at 30 to 40 grand a month forever. Waiting it out is low as an upfront cost. It literally costs you nothing, but you never ever scale. And the scalability is never as a time for results. The owner dependence is high and the success rate is 5%. You'll need a literal miracle for a grade of an F. Now, doing it yourself with YouTube courses. Alternate. What this looks like is watching YouTube videos on Facebook ads, or buying a course on Medspa marketing, or trying to implement it yourself and spending nights and weeks figuring it out. Why this fails is fatal flaw number 1, information without implementation. You learn what to do, but not how to do it properly. YouTube teaches tactics, not systems. For example, you might come across a video of how to create a lookalike audience, how to build an audience expansion system that continuously refills your pool. Fatal flaw number 2, you're learning general tactics, not Medspa specific strategies. The course teaches e-com funnels, course creator funnels, generic local business tactics, but Medspa buying behavior is different. It's higher ticket, $300 versus $50, longer consideration, days versus minutes, and trust-based, not impulse. So tactics don't work. Fatal flaw number 3 is that you don't have time to become an expert. You're running a business. You should be focused on delivering treatments, managing your staff, and growing the business, not troubleshooting Facebook pixel issues, A/B testing 47 ad variations, or learning CRM automation workflows. And when you're spending 10 to 15 hours a week trying to figure this out, you're not making money and wasting time, and at a cost of 200 hours over 6 months, and half-built systems that don't work. This comes out to a low cost, but over 6 to 12 months in results. Scalability is at low, owner dependence at high, success rate of 5 to 10%, so slightly better than this, coming out to a grade of a D. But what actually works? If you've been paying attention, you notice a pattern. None of these alternatives work because they don't build systems, they run campaigns. They don't have Medspa expertise. They don't integrate. They don't have accountability, finger pointing, and they don't commit to a timeline. So what actually works? Someone who builds infrastructure, not just campaigns, knows Medspa funnels specifically, owns the entire system, no finger pointing, commits to a 60 to 90 day timeline, and optimizes for revenue, not vanity metrics. And while the other paths leave you with the same broken system, this approach actually fixes it. Let me show you what this looks like. The complete revenue infrastructure, what we actually build. So let me show you what the system looks like, because everything that I've shown you up to this point in the playlist videos, the ads, the front desk problem, and the retargeting problem, those aren't separate issues. They're all connected. And when you build them all together as one integrated system, that's when you go from 30 grand a month to 80 grand a month. And let me show you the 4 layers. Layer 1, audience expansion infrastructure. What we build is content-driven cold traffic campaigns, lookalike audience systems, engagement campaigns feeding the pixel, and continuous audience pool expansion. As a result, your ads never saturate and CPL stays at $10 to $15 versus the $50 that everyone else is doing. Number 2, retargeting engine. What we build is a segmented retargeting flow with education, proof, and offer sequencing to your clients. 30-day nurture infrastructure, weekly performance optimization, at an outcome of 2 to 3x higher warm conversion rates at 20 to 35 cents cost per click on warm audiences, compounding audience equity. Number 3, front desk conversion system. What we build is a 5-minute speed to lead automation, diagnostics, conversion scripts, multi-channel follow-up sequences, and no-show prevention stack. The outcome comes out to 60 to 70% booking rate versus 30%, 10 to 15% no-show rate, and a maximum yield per lead. Layer number 4, the retention and referral loops. What we build is a post-visit reactivation flow, so messaging them after their visit, checkout rebooking systems, referral capture automation, and LTV optimization tracking, so you can get the best out of every single client. This comes out to next appointment booked before even leaving the the clinic, 3 to 4x referral velocity, and 40 to 60% LTV lift. This all equates to how they all connect. Layer 1 feeds layer 2. The fresh audience keeps the retargeting alive. Layer 2 feeds layer 3. Warm leads convert better. Layer 3 feeds layer 4. Clients who show up become repeat clients. And finally, layer 4 feeds layer 1. Referrals equal a new audience pool. It's like a machine that compounds, not separate tactics that burn out. But let me show you what this actually looks like in numbers, because everything sounds good in theory, but let me show you what happens when all 4 layers are working together. Number 1, with the current state that you're at with 5K ad spend, the audience strategy is cold only, which is saturated. The cost per lead is $50. Leads per month is at 100. The front desk response is 24 hours on average. The booking rate is 30%. 30 bookings on top of that, 60% show rate, 18 appointments with the average transaction of $300, the monthly revenue being 5K, and the annual revenue at 64K. You're only making 1.08x ROAS. Whereas if you had the full system with the same ad budget, you have expansion plus retargeting, which compounds as the months go on. Your CPL goes from $50 to $12. Leads per month goes from 100 to 417. The front desk response goes from 24 hours to a 5-minute average. Booking rate goes from 30% to 70%. Bookings go from 30 to 292. Show rate goes from 60% to 85%. Appointments go from only 18 to astounding 248 appointments a month. Average transaction going up to $300, same as the original. Monthly revenue going from 5 grand a month to 74 grand a month, compounding over months, so it goes higher and higher. The annual revenue goes from 64 grand to 892, and a ROAS of 14.88x return on investment. The difference of 828 grand per year. The same 5K ad spend, same market, and same services, but the only difference being one has an integrated system and the other one doesn't. 69 grand more revenue per month and 828 grand per year. And each month that you don't have this, that money is gone. And here's the part that most people miss. This system compounds over months. Let me show you what happens month by month. Month 1 is the foundation. So you're spending 5 grand on ads. The immediate conversion is around 200 leads. The retargeting pool built is 10 grand, 10,000 people. And there's no retargeted conversion because it's the first month. So total leads of 200, booking are 140, 70% rate, shows 119, so you're at 35 grand a month in the first month. Month 2, retargeting kicks in. 5 grand ad spend, but totaling out to 245 bookings with 208 shows, coming in and coupling with the month 1 pool of 150 retargeting conversions, going to 62 grand in month 2. Month 3, systems hitting stride. 5 grand same, but now you have month 1 and month 2 pools coming into 250. Total leads is 450 leads, bookings are 315, shows are 268, and 80k in revenue a month. Finally, month 6, fully compounded. 5 grand months ad spend, retargeting conversions at 400 with multiple cohorts, total leads of 600, and coming out to 107 grand a month. See what's happening? Your CPL is dropping every month. By month 1, you're at $25, but by month 6, you're at $11, and your revenue is increasing every month, going from 35 grand a month in month 1 to month 6 at 107 grand per month, all from the same 5 grand ad spend. That's the power of a system that compounds instead of a tactic that burns out. Alright, so at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, that makes sense, but what does actual implementation look like? Let me walk you through the first 60 days, week by week. And I'm going to be deliberately vague on some of these specifics, because even if I gave you the entire playbook right now, you wouldn't need to work with us, right? But I'll show you enough so you understand what we're building, when it happens, and what results to expect. In week 1 to week 2, the audit/foundation. What happens is a full funnel audit. We analyze your current ad account structure, landing page/booking process, front desk conversion process, CRM plus follow-up systems, and current metrics, and we identify the best or the worst leak points, In the same week, we do account restructure. We build your ad account from scratch. New campaign structure, new audience strategy, new tracking setup, and retargeting pixel configuration. Number 3, front desk baseline. We audit your front desk calls, response time analysis, script effectiveness, conversion rate baseline, and no-show rate baseline. Number 4, infrastructure setup. We set up speed to lead automation, multi-channel notification system, call tracking so you know what is working and what isn't, and booking confirmation system. What you'll see is a detailed audit report, new ad account structure live, front desk gaps identified, and baseline metrics documented. But what you don't see yet is revenue increase because it's too early. And that's only in the first week. Now, weeks 3 to 4 is that campaign launch/training. What happens is that number 1, cold traffic launch. We launch content-driven cold traffic campaigns, educational content ads, audience building campaigns, engagement optimization, and initial lead flow. Number 2, front desk training. We train your team on the 5-minute response protocol, conversion scripts, objection handling, and multi-channel follow-up process. This is usually 2 to 3 training sessions and ongoing support as they implement. Number 3, no-show prevention. We implement 48-hour reminder automation, 24-hour confirmation calls, 2-hour on-my-way texts, and pre-appointment education. Number 4, tracking and reporting. We set up daily metrics dashboard, weekly performance reports, lead source tracking, conversion funnel visibility. What you see is leads coming in 200 to 250 a month, the front desk getting faster and faster, booking rate improving from going from 30% to 50%, show rate improving 60 to 75%. What you don't see yet is the full compounding, retargeting pool built. The best part about all of this is that this is just the first month. We have 6 months left to go. Weeks 5 to 6 is retargeting build. What happens is that audience segmentation. We segment the pool we built in week 3 to 4 by video viewers, by watch time percentage, page visitors, lead form abandoners, and engagement levels. Retargeting sequence. We launch nurture sequences by days 1 to 7, educational content. Days 8 to 14, social proof. Days 15 to 21, offer-based ads. And days 22 to 30, urgency ads. Number 3, lookalike audience creation. We build lookalike audiences from booked appointments, show-ups, and high engagement viewers. And finally, number 4, we optimize for cold traffic based on which content got the best engagement and which of it converted best, and a cost per analysis for the result, CPR. what you'll see is retargeting pool, 10 grand to 12 grand people, first retargeting conversions coming in, total leads of 300 to 350 a month, and revenue starting to increase noticeably. But what you don't see yet is the full compound effect. We need more time. Weeks 7 to 8 is optimization / scaling. What happens is the front desk refinement. We analyze recorded calls and optimize. Script adjustments based on real objections, response time improvements, and follow-up sequence tweaks. Number 2, ad creative testing. We test variation of ad copy, images / videos, headlines, and CTAs. Number 3, retargeting optimization. We optimize based on which sequences converted best, which audiences responded best, and budget allocation adjustments. Number 4, back-end optimization. We optimize for rebooking processes, post-appointment sequences, referral capture system. What you'll see is 450 leads a month at a 70% booking rate at a show rate of 80% at a 60 to 70 grand a month revenue from just 5K ad spend. But what you don't see yet is peak performance happening in months 3 to 6. And this is a combination of 3 months total. What happens is this is where the magic begins. Your retargeting pool is now 30 to 60 grand people. Multiple cohorts are converting, your front desk is trained and efficient, and your systems are all working together. By month 3, you're at 450 leads at 80K revenue, and by month 6, 600 leads at 107 grand revenue per month. And I'd argue even a bit higher than this. And it continues to compound because every month your retargeting pool gets bigger, your cost per lead gets lower, your front desk gets better, your systems get more efficient. This is what sustainable growth looks like. Alright, so at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds great, but is this for me? Let me make this very, very clear to you. This is not for everyone. In fact, most Medspas who reach out to us, we tell them that we're not really a fit for you. And let me show you who this is for and who it isn't. Who this is for is you must be doing at least 30 grand a month. Why this matters is if you're not doing at least 30 grand a month yet, you don't have enough baseline volume for this to make sense. You need to fix the fundamentals first. Service quality, basic operation, and client experience. And once you're at 30 grand a month consistently, then the system makes sense. Number 2, you're willing to commit to 60 to 90 days. Why this matters is the system needs time to compound. Month 1, we're building the foundation. And month 2, where retargeting starts working. And finally, month 3, where full compound kicks in. If you need results within 30 days, this isn't for you. Number 3, you want predictable, sustainable growth. Why this matters is we're not building a campaign, we're building infrastructure. If you just want more leads per month, go hire some Facebook ads freelancer for $1,500. But if you want to add 20 to 40 grand in predictable revenue that compounds, this is for you. Finally, number 4, you're coachable. Why this matters is we're going to tell you things that you might not want to align with and what you've heard with before. We're going to train your front desk differently. We're going to structure your ads differently, and we're going to approach this differently. And if you're the type who says, I've already tried that to everything, this won't work. Finally, number 5, you're ready to invest properly. Why this matters is this isn't cheap, okay? Not because we're overcharging, but because building infrastructure requires real work. It's not just posting some ads and hoping for the best. Real expertise and real commitment. And if you're looking for the cheapest option, we're not it. So if you're looking for the option that actually generates ROI, welcome to this video. Let's do a full refresh on who this isn't for. If you're doing under 30 grand a month, please focus on your fundamentals and get to 30 grand. If you want results in 30 days, this takes 60 to 90 days. If you're not willing to train your front desk, this system requires your team to implement new processes. If you don't, and you're not willing to have your front desk learn new scripts and follow new protocols, don't start. You're shopping on price. If your main question is what's the cheapest option, we're not a fit. If you want to try it out for a month, this is a 60 to 90 day commitment minimum. We don't do month to month, see how it goes. Because if you're not committed, we can build a system that compounds. And look, I'm not saying this to be difficult. I'm saying this because I've seen so many Medspas start something they're not ready for, give up after 30 days, and they say it didn't work. This works. But it works for people who have met the criteria, the baseline. Alright, so you've watched the playlist videos and you've watched this breakdown. You understand the problems, you understand the solutions, and you understand implementation. Now you need to decide, and you have 3 paths. Path 1 is doing nothing. What happens is that you keep running ads the same way. They keep dying after 60 days. Your front desk keeps leaking 40%, and your cold traffic keeps costing $50 per lead. And it's going to overall cost you 20 to 30 grand per month in lost revenue, or over 240 to 360 grand per year. And as a result, you're stuck at 30 to 40 grand forever. And your competitors who understand this keep pulling ahead. This is a decision even if you don't realize it. Number 2, you try another alternative. What happens is you try another agency, you try to do it yourself, or you hire freelancers, or you maybe even buy more software. As a result, you're burning 10 to 20 grand over 6 months, and opportunity cost for lost revenue, and the time wasted. And as a result, 6 months later, you're right back to where you started, with the same problems, but just a little lighter bank account. And you've now wasted 6 months that you can't get back. And I've showed you why these paths fail. If you choose this anyway, that's your decision. But don't be surprised when you're back here in 6 months. But path 3, fixing this properly. What happens is we build the complete system, all 4 layers working together, 60 to 90 day implementation, compounding growth starting month 3, at a cost of handled on sales call, of course, plus 5K a month ad spend. In the results, month 3 at 80 grand a month revenue, month 6 at 107 grand a month revenue, and by year 1, $1 million in total revenue. And I argue way more than this, maybe even 2 million. Adding 60 to 70 grand a month in predictable revenue from the same 5K ad spend. This is what working with us looks like. Now, you might be thinking, I need time to think about this, and I get it. But I need you to understand something. This decision is happening whether you like it or not. Right now, as you're watching this, your ads are saturating. Your leads are leaking, and your cold traffic is costing you $50 per lead. You're losing $500 to $1,000 per day to broken systems. This is not waiting for you to decide. It's happening right now. Thinking about it is choosing path 1, which is doing nothing. Because when you're thinking about it, your competitors are implementing and your revenue leaks day by day and the gap widens. Not choosing is still choosing, and I guess it's the worst option. So here's what happens. If you're serious about fixing this and you meet the qualification criteria, we'll do a strategy call. What happens on this call is, number 1, we'll audit your current system, the current revenue, the current ad performance, the current conversion rates, and the current leaks. We'll show you the specific numbers for your business, what you're leaving on the table, what revenue looks like with the system, and a realistic timeline for your situation. And we determine if it's a fit. Do you meet the criteria? Are we the right partner? Or if this investment even makes sense for you? Because we're not here to take your money. We're here to help. And if it makes sense, we start week 1 audit scheduled, infrastructure build begins, and implementation timeline confirmed. There's no pitch desk, no high pressure sales call, just a clear breakdown of what's broken, what we build, what it costs, and what the ROI is. So for now, click the link below to schedule a call with us, and I'll see you on the call.